Hello students, today we are starting with a new chapter called statistics. In that statistics, they'll give you a data, that is a given thing, and this data can be provided to you in three ways. One is either they can provide you a raw data or the ungrouped data or the grouped data. Now what do you mean by raw data, ungrouped data or a group data? This is basically statistics, and statistics there is one particular way of giving you the data, the given things. The given things can be either raw, it can be either ungrouped or grouped. Now when it is a raw data, it means they will not make any group. Simply whatever the numbers are available, they'll just give you in a particular order. That is, let us say 2, 4, 5, 1, 3 and 2. This is the format for a raw data, wherein there is no group form. Just whatever the raw data, raw information is available, that will be given to you in form of what? Raw data. Second is ungrouped data. Ungrouped means there will be ungrouped data, they will give you the data in a compressed form, wherein let us say if I have 1, 2, 3, 4. That means we have to find that there are how many students whose age is 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So they give you the data, the number of students whose age is 1 year is 5, 6, 4, 5. So this is basically called your ungrouped data, wherein we have not made a group of anything. Just straightforward, the students who are in the age of 1 year, the number of students are 5, 6, 4, 5 and accordingly. So here now, the first is a raw data, second is ungrouped data, third is group data. The third is a group data. In group data, the data will be more compressed in such a way that they will give you a group, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40 and so on, and then they give you the numbers. So let us say now it is 4, 3, 7, 5. So over here, these are the three ways in which they can provide you data. One is the raw, just raw data, there is no group made over here. Here there is a group, basically that whatever, like over here we have 2, 2. So here they have grouped under what one category. This is the total students whose age is 2 years. There are how many total numbers? 6. Similar 3 is 4. That is what ungrouped data. They are made of groups like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Whatever like the number of students are there, between 0 to 10, between 10 to 20, they all have been grouped under one particular classification. So this is how they provide you the data: raw, ungrouped and grouped. And for statistics, there are three methods: mean, median and mode. Mean, median and mode. In this class, we will complete the entire mean. Mean means what? In a simple words, mean means average. So here in this particular class, we will complete the entire topic with respect to your mean. What do you mean and how to find the mean? There are many things which you have to do definitely with respect to mean. Mean means what I have, as I have told you right now only, it means average. And what do you mean by average? In case let us say, if I want to find the average of 1, 3, 5, for first 5 odd numbers. Okay, so I want to find the average of the first 5 odd numbers. Obviously over here the data provided is what? A raw data. So now the average or mean is nothing but the sum. This basically the data what is given to you, it means it's observations. These are called what? Observations. So here sum of the observations upon the number of observation. So here, what is the sum? 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 and number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 observations. So 4 plus 5, 9, 9 plus 7, 16, 16 plus 9 is 25. 25 upon 5, hence my mean, which is also been denoted as x bar, is nothing but 5. That's what you mean by average. So this was basically how to find the mean for raw data. In case it's the same thing if I want to find for the ungrouped data. I have given age. So the age of the student is 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 10 students over here. There are 5 students, 6 and 4. Your age basically becomes your x, that is the observation. So this is your observation and this is the number which tells you that 10 students have what age as 1, 5 has age as 2, 6 has age as 3 and 4 has age as 4. So this is what observation, and always remember that whenever you are finding your mean, mode or median, all the 3 categories में, the answer what you get now will be from the observation. So here now you have this as your observation. This observation you can term as x, and this is your frequency which is your f. So in the case of ungrouped data, first you have to find fx. So that is 1 into 10 f into x. That means you have to multiply this both. So 10 into 1 is 10. 5 into 10 and 2 is 10, 3 into 6 is 18, 4 4 is 16. And now your mean will be sigma fx upon sigma f. Sigma means what? Sigma means nothing but sum. So sum of the total fx upon the sum of the total number. It's like this only, some of the observations, but here it was a raw. So obviously yes, definitely I've just taken whatever was available. But here, they are saying that there are 10 students whose age is how much? 1. If I add all, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 10 times, the answer will be how much? 10. Similarly here there are 5 students whose age is 2, how much? 2 years. So that means if I add 2 plus 2 plus 2 5 times, the 2 5 is now 10. That is why we multiply, we get what? Fx. And now sigma fx will be 20 and 34, 54 is your sigma fx, and your sigma f is 15 plus 6, that is 21, 25. Sigma fx is 54, sigma f is 25. And now I have to find the mean. I have always told you all one thing, that whenever you have certain value which are not proper divisible, and if you can get anything in terms of 10, 100,000, please go for it, because when you get 10, 100,000 denominator, it will be very easy for you to put the decimal. So 25, how much is 100? 4s are. So into 4, if you want to have 4 here, you want to have 4 here also. So 25 4s is how much? 100. 50 4s is 216. Hence the answer is 2.16. So this is how you calculate the mean for your ungrouped data. So for the ungrouped data, just have to multiply what? F and x. So what is the x? Your observation. Similarly, now the last is group data, for which they'll give you a class grouping and your f. That is the same 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 and 30 to 40. I know these are the observations, and now here this is 5, 7, 8 and 10. Now students over here, this is definitely the group of observations. Now if I want to multiply, what I should multiply? How here I multiply f into x, but here I do not have certain number which I can multiply. I have 0 to 10, what number I should take? So yes, you don't know that what is the number what you have to multiply. So here x is not available, which you have to find from the given group. How to find the x? Simple. Here the x is nothing but your class mark. And class mark is nothing but your midpoint of the class. So how to find the midpoint of the class, students over here? The midpoint of the class you can find by lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. What is lower limit? This, the first line is said to be your lower limit. and this is said to be your upper limit. So lower plus upper, that is 0 plus 10. Lower plus upper divided by 2, that is 10 upon 2, which is how much? 5. So my x over here will be 5. Similarly, 10 plus 20, that is how much? 30 upon 2, that is how much? 15. Now students, we can observe one thing. Here how much was the gap? 10. Here how much was the gap? 10. That means whatever your class interval is there, that's called gap is for class interval. 10 minus 0 is your 10. The same will be the value for the x also. That means the same difference we can take for the value of x. So 5 plus 10, 15. 15 plus 10, 25. 25 plus 10, 35. Immediately you'll get the answer. If you want, you can just verify also. 30 plus 40, 70. 70 upon 2 is 35. And you will get the value of your x. So now, similarly, you have f, x both available now. So f and x, 5 5s are 25, 7 5, 15 7s are 105. 25 is a 200 and 350. And now same way sigma fx and your sigma f. Always your total has to be of what? Your sigma fx, that is the total of observations and total number. So here 12, 20, 30, and here 130, 330, 680. So your mean, which is nothing but x bar over here, will be equals to 680 sigma fx upon sigma f, that is 680 upon 30. 0 will get cancelled. 3 2s are 3 2s are, and then 2. This is your x bar. So now students, I have explained you how to find the mean for the raw data. Simply you have to just add all the numbers, divide by the numbers. For the ungrouped data, whatever your observation is there, that you have to multiply by the f. You get fx, then sum of all the observations. This is called sum of all observation, and then sum of all observation upon total number. And here last is your what? Group data. Wherein in group data you don't know what is your x. So to find x, we have to find a class mark midpoint, which is nothing but lower plus upper divided by 2. And then you will get the entire value for the x, which I have told you that first value when you get. Then you can simply add the difference, that is called a class interval, and then you will get your x, multiply f and x, same way what you have done over here also, and in the ungrouped data, and then you get sigma fx upon sigma f. So now students, here what I have covered, in your mean also, there are 3 methods. The first method is direct method. When they don't specify, you can definitely do this with any method, but here sometimes they will specify. So here we have to learn all the 3 methods. One is direct method, second is your shortcut method, and third is your step deviation method. Now here direct method is the method what I have done right now. This method is called what? Your direct method. Wherein simple, you should have in ungrouped data, you have to multiply x into f and you get what? Fx, sigma fx or sigma will give the mean, and same over here also. What is a shortcut method? As the name suggests, a shortcut. Shortcut doesn't mean shortcut. Here shortcut means that your calculation over here will become little easy. That means the calculation will become a little faster as compared to a normal way. So that is why I said to a shortcut. The shortcut in terms of calculation. And last is step deviation. So one by one method we will be discussing over here. As of now, I have done everything with the direct method. And normally also we follow direct method only unless and until they specify. Here exercise A and exercise B, both of them have mean only. In exercise A, they have given that all the sums with respect to either your raw data or respect to what your ungrouped data. That means exercise A just completely involves only your 2 data, raw and your ungrouped data. The first sum, find the mean of the following set of numbers. They have given the data in the form of a raw data, and there are 2 parts in the first question, first and the second. We'll be solving right now second part. The numbers given are first and second part. We have to find the mean for this. So the mean over here will be the sum question 1 का second part. Sum of the observation upon the number of observation. The sum of the observation is 11 plus 14 plus 23 plus 26 plus 10 plus 12 plus 18 plus 6. The whole upon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now you have to add. So 120 divided by 8, 4 2s are, 4 3s are, and 2 1s are, and 2 15s are. Hence my x bar, that is nothing but the mean, is how much? 15. So question first ka second part we have done. Now question 2. Okay, here for question 2, write one note which is very important. In case if, let us say as an example, in case if I have 3, 4, 5 and 6, okay, and the mean of 3, 4, 5, 6 is 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, 9 plus 5 is 14, 14 plus 6 is 6, 7 plus 5 is 12, 12 plus 6 is how much? 18. So 18 divided by 4. So 4.5 is the mean for this observation. Now in case if I say that if I increase each observation by 1, then find the new mean. So in this case, students, you don't have to actually add everything. What you can do is simple, as you have to add to each and every observation, it means that your mean also will increase by the same number. That means now instead of calculating everything, you already have a mean. Let's call it original mean. So now the new mean will be simple 4.5 plus 1. That is the original mean plus 1. 5.5 is your answer. That means instead of adding all the things again breaking out calculating mean, the only thing what you can do is simple, just add to the original mean. Same way, in case if they ask me to decrease each observations by 2, simple, then the new mean will be, obviously you have to take the original mean, that is 4.5, and you have to decrease the minus 2, that is 2.5. In case if you want to multiply them, each observation by 2, then the new mean will be whatever mathematical operation you are applying, the same mathematical operation you have to apply to what the original mean to find the new mean. The same mathematical operation you have to apply to the original mean to find the new mean. So here the new mean will be 4.5, obviously to the original mean of 9. And here in case if you want to divide 1.5, then the new mean will be 4.5 divided by 1.5, that is how much? 3. So this is how, if each and every observation will increase, decrease, multiply or divide, then your new mean also will follow the same pattern. Now one more thing which you have to note over here, this is the method you follow if the observation will have any change. If there is any change in the number, that means mean will change only if the observation will change. If the numbers will change, the mean will not change. So mean has only and only, the only thing what can change the mean is what? Your observation and not the number. This is a very, very important note. Right now we will be doing question number 2. Ask me, find the arithmetic mean, that is only mean only, that's x bar. Now when I add everything, divided by 1 to 9 students, obviously they are given 9 to this time, and now 1 divided by 9, that's 59. So now the next part, if the marks of each student is increased, if the marks is increased, so obviously marks over here are the observations, number how much? 9, but what are we increasing is the marks are the observations, so marks you have to increase how much? 4. So find the new arithmetic mean. So I have told you students, now the new mean will be 59, the original plus the 463 is the new mean. That's all. So simple. Now question number 3. Find the mean of the natural numbers from 3 to 12. You can find the natural numbers from 3 to 12 ka mean 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. Add and divide by the number. So that is obvious you can do it. You have to take 3 also and you take 12 also because from 3 to 12. So all numbers will count with 3 also and 12 also. And then you have to find the mean. Fourth, A. If each number given is diminished by 2. First I find the original mean, students, over here. So my original mean over here will be 7 plus 11 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6 divided by 5. 18, 24, 29, 35 upon 5, 7. This is my original mean. Now they are saying that if each number, not the total number, each number is decreased by how much? 2. Then what's the new mean? That means now the new mean over here I have to diminish. The new mean will be 7 minus 2. The answer is 5. Mean of this number is 8. That means your mean is already given to you. So if mean is given to you, what do you have to find? So obviously you can see in the observation there is one thing which is missing. That is called missing observation. That means this missing observation you have to find with the same method. Obviously, mean is sum of the observations upon number of the observation. So what is your mean now? 8 they have given, and then here 6 plus 4 plus 7 plus 8 plus 10 divided by then how many? 5. So 5 8s are 40. 11, 17, 27 plus 8 and A is 13. This is how you find your missing observation. It is so very simple. Same to same method, everything same. Now your question number 6. Express y in terms of x. That means mean is given and here there are two missing observations. So they are mentioned that express y. Express y means you have to find the value of y. You have to make y as a subject. So first, what is your mean? 6 plus y plus 7 plus x plus 40 upon 5. Mean is 8. 6 plus 7, 30. 30 plus 4 is 14 is 27 plus x plus y and 8 into 5, 40. So 40 minus 27 is x plus y. So you have to value for x plus y, but you want to find y. That means you take y as subject and the answer will be 13 minus x. Exactly the same way. In both the cases you will find what? We have found over here the missing observation. Next question. The 7. Now 7 till now, all these 6 questions what you have done, they all were with respect to your raw data. Now 7 is the first question where we are starting with ungrouped data. So now over here they are given age in years and frequency. So they have given in a horizontal way or write in a vertical way. We can write either way. So obviously here I write in a vertical. They have given a horizontal format. 12, 13, 14. You can see over here I have told you the observation is always known as what your x. So age is the observation, and the answer what you get in terms of age, and they have mentioned age in years. So age is in years. So now first of all I'll find fx, that is 12 into 2, 24, 13 4s are 52, 14 6 are 84, 135, 128, 119 and 72. So now sigma fx, sigma f. So your mean over here will be sigma fx upon sigma f. So here 2 plus 4, 6, 6, 12, 12 and 8, 20, 29, 29, 30, 40 is your sigma f. Sigma f is 614, 614 upon 40. So here 2 20s are and 2 3s are, 2 zeros are, 2 7s are. I have told you that always try to get in terms of 10, 100,000. So what is multiplied 25? 5, you get 15, 35 upon 100 and the decimal obviously 15.35 years. Why? Because the observation was in terms of years. So the answer for the mean is 15.35 years. So till question 7 we have finished all the sums. 69.5 find x. So the same thing, they have given us this as what? Mean, and this is the missing observation. Same formulas you have to find the missing observation. So mean is sum of the observation upon the number of observation. So 69.5. What is sum? Add everything. I'll get the answer 619 plus x. Upon the number of observations we count, they are 10. And now 695 upon 10 into 10. 0.5 over decimal upon 10 into 10 is 619 plus x. 695 minus 619 is x, and the answer is, so x is 76 is the answer. Now question number 9. Again we have a ungrouped data, height and number of plants. We have height in centimeter and the number of plants, which I have told you that height will be your x observation and number is a frequency. So now they have given 50, 55. So now over here again we have f and x. Can you see here? This is missing. So till now I was saying it's a missing observation because what was missing was among the observation. Now what is missing is what? Among the frequency. So this I call as missing frequency. So now the method will remain the same only. You have to first again find what your fx. Here is 52s are 100, 55 4s are 220, 58 10s are 580, 60 into f is 60f, 65 5s is 325, 74s is 280, and then last is 213. So I'll find my sigma fx and sigma f, that is 4, 6, and the sigma fx. If you add everything, obviously you can't add this, so this will remain as it is 60f only, and other one you add, you get 1718. So now your mean, obviously in this case, as you find certain thing, so your mean will be given to you. You can check it. Question number 9, they have given the mean as mean height is 60.95 centimeter. So the mean is 60.95. So your mean is nothing but sigma fx upon sigma f, that is 1718 plus 60f upon 28 plus f, and the mean is 60.95, that is 63.95, remove decimal, will be 66.95 upon 100. So now 5 20s are 5 12 1 9, and now I have to cross multiply. So 12 1 9 into 28 plus f and 20 into 1718 plus 60f. So if you multiply this, 132 plus 1219f, and this is 3436, 34360 plus 1200f. So students, when you multiply 121 and 28, you get 34132. 121 into f is 129f, 22 this is 34360 and 1200f. Now this 34360 will be here minus 34132, and this will come here 1219f minus 1200f, that is 19f is 228, and therefore your f is 228 upon 19. So 19 ones are 19 twos are. So your frequency is 12. Here we have to write centimeter, students, because the frequency is not among the what? Observation. If I had to find something with the observation, then I have to write the unit, which is centimeter. Here I have to find something with the observation, so obviously then here into is not present. But in case the into was mentioned, then I have to write the answer in terms of unit. Question number 10 and 11, which are very important, mark it very important. First over here, you can see there are 3 things given. It's okay. If the 3 things are given, we have to just consider what? Observation and the number. So observation over here is nothing but your wages, which is in rupees, and your number is nothing but your F. That means rest everything is same. This is just extra thing they have given. So first of all, I'll just find a normal mean, that is Fx. 52s are 100, 240, 560, 960, 900 and 600. That is, so your sigma Fx is 3360 and your sigma F is 614 20, 30. Yeah. So now your mean over here will be sigma fx upon sigma f 3360 divided by 42. 6 7s are 6 5s are 6 and 7 80s are. Hence your mean is 80. Till now it is a normal sum. Now why it is a very important sum? We'll check. First part, if the number of the first they have asked to find the mean which you have found, the correct or nearest rupee means here is already what in proper terms, proper whole number, so you don't have to what convert anything. There will be what 80 rupees is the answer. Now the 10th of first, this is mean we have found. Now first part, if the number of the workers in each category is double, what would be the new mean wage? Students, I had given a note earlier. First part, if the number is double, so what is the new mean wage? Here the mean wage is, the original mean wage is 80 rupees. Students, I had clarified earlier only that only and only if the observation will change, that means if there is any change with respect to a wage, then your mean will change. Otherwise, your mean will not change. That means in case the number is double, triple, I have told in the example also, your mean will not change. So here, very clearly they are mentioning that the number is double. So even if the number is double, it will not change your mean wage. Hence, your new mean wage will remain the same, 80 rupees, because there is no change in the observation. Second part, if the wages per day in each category are increased by 60%, that means now the wages, that is the observation, they are increased by 60%. So your new mean wage will also increase by 60%. That means, first of all, I'll find 60% of the original. So that is 0 and 0, 48. So your new rupees. So your new, it's increase or decrease? Increase. So you will add. That is 80 plus 48 is 128. So what I have done over here, students? First, original mean. Then 80% of the original mean is 48. And then I have to add, I have done what? 80 plus 48. 80 is the original mean. And third part, if the number of the workers in each category is double, number is double means mean will not change. And further they are given wages per day are reduced by 40%. That means now the wages have reduced by 40%. That means first I have to find what? Again the new mean wage. For the new mean wage, first I'll find the 40% of 80, that is the original mean, 32, and here it's decreasing. That means your new mean wage will be 80 minus 32, which is 48 rupees. Okay, that is why I feel it's very, very important sum. So here there was something which is different as compared to earlier sums. Here, if the number will change, mean will not change. If your observation will change, your mean will change. The next sum, 11th sum, the content also. So now here, students, you might get confused because there are two things given and both are number only. So you will say, which is your observation, which is your F. So here I'll give a hint over here. The content of 100 matchboxes. That means what are we observing? Matchboxes. That means your matchboxes over here becomes your observation, which you can take it as X. And the number of boxes are 100. That means these boxes are 100. And what are we observing is what the matches. So obviously the number of matches over here becomes your observation. So they have given the number of matches as 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. We have seen that number of matches is the observation, that is the X. Number of boxes is your F, and as a result we have found what? Fx. So which will give you sigma Fx, and this will give you sigma f. Now even if you don't add this, we know that the total of all the match boxes is 100 because they have given we are observing matches and then how many number? 100. So sigma f will be 100. If you want, you can just calculate, you come to this 100 only. Sigma fx is 3813. So now your x bar, which is the mean, is sigma fx upon sigma f, which is 3813 upon 100, and is 38.13. That means what is sigma fx? The total, right, of fx is said to be a sigma fx, and this is sigma f. Now, second part, what they've asked us to find is calculate correct or decimal place the mean number of the match boxes, and they've asked correct to one decimal place. Calculate correct to one decimal place the mean number. So obviously we have two decimal. So one decimal will be 38.1 because the second number is less than 5. So we can just remove that number. Second part, determine how many extra matches would have been added to the total contents of 100 boxes. That means the number of boxes are 100 only. We are not adding any number of boxes. The total boxes are 100. To bring the mean up to exactly 39 matches. That means the mean over here is 38.13. Now they want the mean of 39. That means they want the mean as what? 39. Then simple, they want your new x bar, that is the mean, as 39. So how many more you have to add? How many matches you have to add? Not the number. The total sigma fx may how much you have to add. So you can get the new mean as 39. So obviously over here, what's the formula for x bar? Sigma fx upon sigma f. So what is the x bar? 39. What is sigma f? 100. That means the new sigma fx they want as 39 into 100, 3900. So now how many more matches I have to add? So obviously I'll see the earlier total was 3813. To get the mean as 39, the new total is 3900. So how many more I have to add to this to get 3900? So matches to be added will be 3900 minus 3813, that's 87. The answer is 87 new matches has to be added, and this is your question number 11, which is very, very important. So why this was both are number, why this was the observation, student? Because we are observing matches. That is why this is the observation. This is the number of boxes. fx, we will find fx, sigma fx. This is the first part, is very simple, just normal mean. Second part, they have asked us that we want the mean as 39. So how many more matches I have to add? So obviously I have just seen my old total. I found what has to be a new total to get the mean as 39, and then the subtraction will give the answer. So question number 11 is done. Now let's start question number 12. 12 sum. If the mean of the following distribution is 3, they have given us the mean, that is x bar is 3. So if they have given us the mean, obviously you have to find certain thing which is missing. So here is your observation. Your frequency, everything is available, but what is not available over here, what is missing is what? Your observation. So first of all, we know this is x, this is f. To find the mean, we have to find fx. 9 ones are 9, 2 6 are 12, 3 9s are 27, 5 3s are 15, and then 6p bracket p plus 4. Sigma f, sigma fx, 15, 18, 24, 27, 23. 21, 48, 58, 58 and 5, 63. This is nothing but 73, 83, 87. So now students, x bar is sigma fx upon sigma f, which is 87 plus 6p upon sigma f is 33, and your x bar is 3. 99 is 87 plus 6p. 99 minus 87 is 6p. 6p is 12, and hence p is 2. Now we start with question number 13. This is the question number 13. Now you can see that Here also we have certain things which are missing. Can you see, students, here there was only one thing which was missing. Here there are two things, F1, F2, and both are under frequency, they are missing. Here, when one thing was missing, they are giving us one information. So here when there are two things missing, they will give us two information. We can just see the question number 13 of exercise A. In the following table, sigma f is 200 and mean is 73. That means here they have given us sigma f and also the mean x bar as 73. So students, two information, sigma f and x bar. Till now that was only x bar. Now one more information, sigma f also available, for the reason because they have given us what two things which are missing. So now the same format, I'll first find my fx. 46 zeros are 0. 50 into f1, 100 into f2, 25 into 15, 2000, and then 1250. Sigma f. Students, mark it very, very important. Now you have 46 plus 25, this is 30 and this is 40, 86. Plus f1 plus f2. Sigma fx is 0, 3750, 5000, 7000. 7000, you cannot add this because they have f1, f2. They remain as it is as 50 f1 and 70 f2. Sorry, 100 f2. So till now we have found sigma fx also, sigma f also. So now students, over here two things you have to find. Now what two things are available? Sigma f is available. So now if I sigma f is available, can I substitute sigma f ka value over here? So 200 minus 86 is f1 plus f2, which is nothing but 114. So I have got one equation. Now second equation, x bar is sigma fx upon sigma f. X bar is 73, sigma fx is 7000 plus 50 f1 plus 100 f2. Now here, students, sigma f, we are not supposed to get this value because here certain things are missing. We do have sigma f ka value, so we will get directly the sigma f ka value as 200 over here, and now cross multiplication. 70 2 is 146 and then double 0 equals to 7000 plus 50 f1 plus 100 f2. Now this will come here. So 14,600 minus 7,000 is equal to, can I say 50 and 100 has 50 common? So can I take 50 as common over here? So what is left? f1 plus 2f2. So now this will come here. Sorry, 14,000 minus 7,000. 7,600. 50 will come down. 5. 152 is f1 plus 2f2. So now second equation. So first equation was f1 plus f2 as 114, and second equation is f1 plus 2f2 is 152. So now students, over here obviously simultaneous equation, and we do have a coefficient of f1 as same, but the signs are also same. To eliminate this you have to subtract. So this will get cancelled. f2 minus 2f2 is minus f2. This equals to minus, and this will be 38. Minus will get cancelled. f2 is 38. Now put f2 equals to 38 in equation. Obviously the smallest equation is the first equation. So f1 plus f2 is 114. That is f1 plus 38 is 114. So f1 is 114. Minus 38. 2 will give me 40, then 62 and 76. So f1 is 76 and f2 is 38. So we finished the 13th question also.